Tonight's top stories. The Senate conducts an inquiry on the tragic shooting incident in a school in Zamboanga. The Department of Justice, or DOJ, looks into terrorism angles and mentoring in the continuing probe on the most recent fatal school shooting. Actress Sadie Sink shares her experience playing the iconic X-Men character Jean Grey in the global hit movie Spider-Man: A Brand New Day. All these and more on PTV News Tonight. Good evening. Welcome to PTV News Tonight. A critical discovery by probers in an in-depth investigation on the tragic mass shooting in Ateneo de Zamboanga University shows the school security's Achilles heel, which the shooter knew in advance and full well to exploit. Our Bernard Ferrer hashes over more details in this report.
Hindi siya dumaan sa proper checking ng mga security guard.
This was revealed in the initial investigation by the Zamboanga City Police Office regarding the shooting incident at Ateneo de Zamboanga University Junior High School, which left 2 students dead and 2 others injured. According to Police Colonel Fidel Fortaleza Jr., Chief of the Zamboanga City Police Office, the student entered through a school ramp where no security personnel were assigned.
Pumasok ang bata na sakay po ng sasakyan nila, na pick up, hinatid siya, na drop off lang po siya. Tapos po, dumiretso siya sa ramp area kung saan hindi po talaga gate ng building. Doon po siya nagdaan. At naidala niya yung bag na kung saan nandoon po nakalagay yung mga pistol na ginamit niya sa pagbaril po.
The weapon used belonged to the student's father, whose legal liability is currently being investigated. Authorities are still determining the motive of the student, while electronic devices have been submitted for forensic examination. Meantime, Ateneo de Zamboanga clarified that the ramp in question is designated for persons with disabilities and those with injuries. He emphasized that campus security personnel are sufficient, with guards stationed on every floor of the building.
They are deployed in all the entry points when the kids or the students are already in the campus, particularly in all, because this building is 4 stories, Madam Chair.
School records also show that the student graduated as a grade school valedictorian from the same institution. The school administration is currently providing psychosocial support for students and teaching staff, alongside heightened security across the entire campus. The live stream video of the incident has been removed from Facebook, and recommendations have been made to block the website where it remains accessible. The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, CICC, is set to meet next week with Meta, Facebook's parent company. The CICC aims to gain jurisdiction over social messaging platforms.
So if we have jurisdiction over these platforms, we can probably get some attribution to whatever ends, whether if it's a citizen here in the Philippines, we can prosecute. If it's somewhere, and in most cases, Madam Chair, madalas to foreigners po at saka mga taga-ibang bansa, maybe we can strengthen our partnership and probably our MLATs also with other countries, Madam Chair.
They also believe that intelligence funds will significantly aid in preventing similar violent incidents. Bernard Ferrer for The Nation.
DILG Chief John Vic Remulla with PNP Chief Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. in tow assured the people of Zamboanga City it will be a safe place notwithstanding the tragic in-campus mass shooting last Monday. Likewise, Remulla said both the families of the shooter and victim are acquainted and that the shooting was likely alone. Ryan Lesigas has more.
Let me assure you, Zamboanga is safe. Again, let me assure you, Zamboanga is safe. And we will keep it safe. We are here to ensure that everything is done fairly.
This was the assurance given by Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla following the shooting incident involving a grade 8 student of Ateneo de Zamboanga University, which left 2 people dead. Remulla made a statement after visiting Ateneo de Zamboanga University this morning together with PNP Chief Police General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. the crime was not rooted on a religious conflict. According to Secretary Remulla, the family of the shooter and the victim's family knew each other. The secretary also said the shooter acted alone and that no one helped him.
The police report will come out in due time, but the facts remain that as far as we can determine, Mr. Jalani acted alone. Alone in the sense that he planned, executed, and willfully did everything on his own. There was no conspiracy behind it. There was no active group that planned it with him. There was no family influence that made him do.
The PNP is relying on digital evidence to determine the motive behind the student shooting, while the DILG secretary said they are looking into a clash involving technology as a possible factor in the crime.
We're here to assure that it is not a cultural clash of Muslims and Filipinos. Again, the families knew each other well, so it's not a clash between faiths, but it is a clash between technology and accountability.
During Remulla and Dartate's visit to Zamboanga City, they also checked on the progress of the investigation being conducted by the Special Investigation Task Group or SITG. Although several possible motives have emerged, authorities are still looking into all possible angles that may have led to the tragedy. Ryan Lisiges for The Nation.
Every conceivable angle is taken into consideration in the ongoing and in-depth probe of the tragic mass shooting at the Ateneo de Zamboanga University last Monday. Thus, the Justice Department is mulling the theory the violent act was intended to create fear and trembling among the students, albeit being a lone wolf act. Our Sheila Natividad tells us more.
The Department of Justice, or DOJ, is looking into the possible link between terrorism and the shooting incident at a school in Zamboanga City that left 2 students dead and several others were injured. The violence that occurred also brought fear to the public.
On the aspect of it being a terrorist act, definitely, nakikita naman, because the purpose of terrorism is to sow fear, di ba? In the general population. So, pag nakita nyo, that element of creating fear on the public, it's present, no? So, ito yung mga nuances of things that we continue on fighting, no?
They said it is also possible that someone is instructing youths to commit violence. This mentoring, according to the DOJ, is rampantly happening through the exchange of text messages.
Tinetext sila, tapos parang meron silang kinoconsult na, okay ba itong ginawa ko? Ano ba itong gagawin ko? So we're pursuing those aspects, no? But the details, I can only give you generalities kasi ongoing yung actions ng law enforcement agencies natin. Pag nakita kasi na yung may flags na ganun yung bata, nagbababad sa ganung violent games, may mga nagta-target sa kanila and nire-recruit sila on certain group chats. Tapos yun na nagsisimula.
This is not the first time that violence has occurred in a school. Stabbing incidents involving students were also recorded inside and outside of schools since June, while 2 shooting incidents occurred inside school grounds. The DOJ also believes that netizens who reshare content with themes of violence on social media contribute greatly to the problem, something they say should not be ignored by parents and journalists reporting on such incidents.
Tutukan natin kung anong ginagawa ng mga bata natin. Let's engage, kausapin natin sila. I want to seek help from the media also and the public, diba? If it's really, let's not repose, no? Let's restrain, no? The real power here is the power of restraint, no? If it's a violent video, tapos nakarating sa'yo, ang gagawin mo, isi-share mo pa at ipapas. Ito ba ang gusto nating society? Kawa naman. Let's all grow up, diba? Tulong-tulong tayo dito.
The DOJ is still studying whether charges can be filed against those reposting violent content on social media, as the department believes this is still covered by freedom of expression. The Bureau of Corrections also issued a memorandum reminding its personnel to safeguard government and privately owned firearms. They added that these firearms must have a secured storage facility or a heavy-duty gun safe or lockbox in their respective homes. They also stated that this should not be accessible to unauthorized personnel, especially minors. Sheila Natividad for The Nation.
A good portion of debris and trash floating in the megacity's waterways are disposable or single plastic containers. While government never lets up in its duty to ultimately gather and dispose of such garbage, manufacturers of products contained in single-use or disposable plastic containers are bound by law to help recover at least 60% of them, which wind up as rubbish. This report. From the sea of garbage that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. found at the Baclaran River in Parañaque City last week, look at it now. After the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, cleared the area and hauled away tons of waste. But cleaning up and collecting waste is not just the government's responsibility, especially when it comes to plastic bags and product packaging produced by manufacturers. Under the Extended Producer Responsibility, or EPR law, large companies are required to recover 60% of their plastic packaging waste by 2026.
Kapag hindi nag-comply, bibigyan po sila at papatawan ng penalty. Sa mga kumpanyang hindi makaka-recover ng kanilang plastic waste, footprint o hindi makakasunod sa mga requirement ng batas ay nahaharap sa mga multi-million peso na multa.
Fines for violations of the EPR law can reach up to 20 million pesos. 155 companies have already been issued show-cause orders for non-compliance. The law requires companies to recover plastic waste through collection, recycling, or diversion methods that keep the waste out of the environment. Companies may also conduct buyback programs or repurchase used plastic containers and packaging. The recovered material does not have to be from the same brand. It only has to match the type or volume of plastic waste generated by the company. Malacanang says many companies are already complying with the EPR law. But Malacanang admits that compliance by large businesses still needs to be closely monitored.
Halimbawa, noong 2024, ang audited recovery rates ay umabot sa 59.98% para sa rigid plastics at 56.33% para sa flexible plastics na mas mataas sa legal target na 40%. Ang mga nakatakdang target 2026, 60% at 2028, 80%.
This is Sharm Zespina for The Nation. Pumping stations are only as good to mitigate flooding if there is an unobstructed flow of water in and out of it. Sadly, large volumes of waste of various shapes and sizes severely limit their capacities, such as the Tripa de Galina station the President inspected earlier today. Our Kenneth Paciente has more on the President mulling composting and other waste disposal methods in this report.
From toilet bowls to large pieces of wood, these are among the debris that get caught in the trash rakes of the Tripa de Galina pumping station in Pasay City. Every day, around 8 cubic meters of garbage are collected here. With the amount of trash being recovered, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. even joked that it could be enough to build an entire house. However, this is not something that can simply be ignored, as the efficiency or the effectiveness of the pumps decreases when garbage blocks them, even if the equipment is properly maintained and functioning.
Ang nagiging problema pa rin ay yung pagpasok ng basura. Kaya't naghahanap tayo ng mga iba't ibang pamamaraan upang magamit yung basura. At ayan, ginagawang compost, ginagawang paso na organic. At saka tapos pero yung iba kailangan talagang itapon sa landfill. Kaya't yun ang kailangan nating ayusin talaga. That's why they're creating compost. None of the organic waste goes to waste, as it were. Lahat ng organic waste nagagamit. It is all of the other inorganic waste that is being thrown into our systems. Yan ang dyan tayo nakakaproblema.
With the threat of intensifying rainfall due to climate change, the government's action does not end with garbage collection. To further strengthen the country's capacity to deal with flooding, the government is set to add 13 new pumping stations in and around Metro Manila.
We are installing additional pumping stations, and those pumping stations are in and around Manila. I think altogether we will have 13.
Yes, sir.
13 additional pumping stations, which we should have in place by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Most of them should be in place already.
At the same time, the government is also pushing for waste-to-energy projects to make direct use of garbage instead of allowing it to end up in landfills or block waterways.
The Department of Energy is already starting to auction. So nagbibid na sila tungkol dun sa waste to energy project. Medyo mabilis naman yan. At yung waste to energy, it should be, as long as the financing is fixed and is available, I think we will be able to put those into action by next year.
Pumping stations play an important role in keeping communities safe from flooding. They work like a giant pump that removes accumulated flood water. When heavy rains pour, water from roads and esteros flow into drainage channels and the catch basins of the pumping station. Once the water reaches a certain level, its powerful motors automatically turned on to draw in and push the flood water out toward rivers or the sea.
So lahat ng tubig, pag tumaas na yan, ibig sabihin, pumapasok na yung tubig, pinipilit nating mailabas sa Parañaque River to Manila Bay para yung mga lumulubog na area, yung mababa, mapunta na rito yung tubig.
As of now, 73 pumping stations are operational in Metro Manila according to the MMDA. Although pumping stations are equipped with systems that help block garbage, authorities are still urging the public to be responsible in disposing of their waste. Kenneth Pasyente for the Nation.
Mobile pumps from the MMDA have played an instrumental role in mitigating flood waters through their joint cleanup operations with the DPWH all across the mega city. Thus, the deployment of more mobile pumps across the mega city in preparation for heavy rainfall is indispensable in keeping the streets of Mega Manila from going underwater for an extended period of time. Our JM Thompson has the full report.
Now that continuous rain is being experienced in different parts of Metro Manila, water is overflowing from drainage systems, causing floods in several areas, especially in low-lying ones. This is where several pumping stations in Metro Manila were tested, which provided great help in lowering flood waters. Several Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA mobile pumps have also been positioned in various areas across Metro Manila to speed up the flow of water towards the nearest waterway or drainage outfall. The agency's mobile pumps are currently deployed at Acacia Estate in Taguig, E. Rodriguez Avenue in Quezon City, Rojas Boulevard in Manila, in Sucat, Parañaque City, Magallanes in Makati City, Tumana in Marikina, and Maypaho in Caloocan City. MMDA Chair Attorney Don Artes ordered the Flood Control and Sewerage Management Office to deploy mobile pumps to various locations in Metro Manila to prepare for the threat of heavy rainfall and flooding. Meanwhile, trash clogging waterways is a major obstacle to faster flood recession. Talayan Creek in Quezon City was one of the waterways that became clogged during the heavy rains. Various types of trash caused the blockage, preventing proper water flow and which leads to flooding. Due to the cleanup and removal of trash by the DPWH and Quezon City LGU at Talayan Creek, the water now flows uninterrupted. This follows the directive of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to ensure waterways are cleaned to guarantee the continuous flow of water in esteros, creeks, canals, and rivers to accelerate the subsidence of floods, especially in flood-prone areas. J.M. Thompson for The Nation.
The House prosecution panel sees no problem in speeding up the vice president's impeachment trial and the prompt attainment of due process. Earlier, the vice president made mention of her wishes to finish her impeachment trial quickly, a sentiment the House prosecution also shares. Then again, although there is a sense of urgency moving forward, due process will dictate the course it takes.
Of course, yung speedy disposition of the cases, hindi naman din ibig sabihin yan kailangan natin siyang madaliin, no? At the expense of having the opportunity to fully present our case by presenting the evidence that we think are needed.
Prosecution panel, ang gusto talaga natin speedy, but ang sinasabi din po natin dito is yung promptness and the speedy disposition of the court's decision can go hand in hand with due process. Wala naman pong problema doon.
The BRP Miguel Malvar has returned to the country after its successful participation in the 2026 Rim of the Pacific or RIMPAC exercise in Hawaii. An arrival ceremony was held today at the Naval Operating Base in Subic, Zambales. A total of 134 Philippine Navy personnel under Naval Task Group 84 participated in RIMPAC, considered the world's largest naval exercise, which brought together 30 countries and was held from June 24 to July 31. One of the highlights of the BRP Miguel Malvar's participation was its top 3 finish in the live fire exercise. In the meantime, the National Irrigation Administration has guaranteed all the major dams in the Luzon mainland and elsewhere are functioning well and in accordance with operational standards, despite 3 consecutive weeks of tropical storms, typhoons, and an unforgiving southwest monsoon. NIA Administrator Eduardo Guillen admitted the significant rise in the water levels of Pantabangan and Magat dams, which will come in handy to water the crops in the subsequent months. Guillen reiterated that food security ranks high in the president's working agenda, as well as providing irrigation systems and projects for farmers. The Public Relations Society of the Philippines, or the PRSP, will hold the 33rd National PR Congress on September 17 to 18, 2026 at Soler Resort North in Quezon City. With the theme Steward the Story from Clout to Legacy, the 2-day Congress will bring together communication and public relations professionals from the government, private sector, the academe, and civil society. The event will feature discussions and exchanges on strategic communication, reputation management, and the evolving role of communicators in shaping narratives and building trust. The PRSP is inviting government public information officers and communication officers to join the 33rd National PR Congress. The Bases Conversion and Development Authority, or BCDA, strongly denied and clarified allegations that indigenous people living in New Clark City and Tarlac were allegedly being evicted from the area where the Pac Silica initiative is planned to be built. Our Elijah Canlas has more.
The Bases Conversion and Development Authority, or BCDA, assured that the Pac Silica project will bring more jobs while safeguarding the welfare of affected communities in New Clark City. This surfaced amid concerns over the government's modernization move. BCDA President and CEO Joshua Bincang said nearly 200,000 direct jobs could be created if an AI industrial hub is established there. He said that Pac Silica aims to create high-skilled employment to provide opportunities for skilled workers in the country. The official emphasized that the project seeks to achieve a brain gain and encourage skilled Filipino workers to use their talents in the local industry.
Ang gusto natin ngayon, magkaroon ng isang napakagandang opportunity na dito naman sila magamit. No po, yung tinatawag naman namin ito ay brain gain. Na po, kabaligtaran ng brain drain. Kasi gusto natin na dito sila magamit yung talento nila.
Meanwhile, the BCDA denied fears of displacement among indigenous peoples due to the Pac Silica initiative. Bincang clarified that the allegations are false. He stresses that designated sites have been set aside separately from the Aita community's ancestral domain.
Ang una po kasi lumabas na balita ay na nagpatakot, mabigay ng pangamba sa mga tao. Yung sabi, more than 20,000 daw nakatutubo ang tatamaan. So that's false news po yun, ano? Dahil meron na, lagi ko po sinasabi, meron na pong inallocate ang government po doon na ancestral domain, nasa 15,000 hectares.
The BCDA also stated that the government provide financial assistance and livelihood support to residents who may be affected by development projects in New Clark City. Bincang reiterated that Pac Silica focuses on job creation, industry strengthening, and executing developmental projects in coordination with the community. Elijah Canlas for The Nation.
Barely a week and a half into her new role as PhilHealth Chief, Dr. Beverly Lorraine Ho has laid out her initial plans to put in place reforms to broaden access of health services to the public. Likewise, her administration will also zero in on trimming or slashing red tape, a modernized identification or ID system, and instituting a policy of empowerment, especially among the rank and file, which includes incentivization and higher pay. She even has a mantra or slogan for her vision for PhilHealth: una sa pagtutulungan, una sa pag-usad, at una sa pagkilala. From food and beverages to furniture, handicrafts, wearables, and other local products, these were featured by the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, Camarines Sur in the Feria de Camarines Goes to Shang Trade Fair in Metro Manila. The event aims to expand the market reach of micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSMEs, in the province and connect them with more consumers, potential buyers, and business partners. Among the products featured are processed food, banana chips, cacao products, natural honey, fruit wines, pili products, as well as Bicolano dishes such as sinantolan, laing, and Bicol Express. Also on display are furniture, home decor, handicrafts, fabrics, and clothing made by local artisans, giving Camarines Sur entrepreneurs an opportunity to showcase their products in Metro Manila. And in other news, the Bureau of Internal Revenue has filed a 2.228 billion peso tax evasion case against Hongsheng Gaming Technology Incorporated. The case stems from the company's alleged failure to declare the correct income and value-added tax, as well as its failure to remit final withholding taxes. The investigation covers the taxable years 2021 to 2023. The action is part of the BIR's continuing run after tax evaders program aimed at curbing tax evasion and ensuring fair and proper tax compliance. For more top stories that matter, don't go anywhere.
Disaster Watch. Ang Pilipinas ay isa sa mga pinaka-disaster prone na bansa sa mundo. Kahandaan ang ating magiging lakas sa anumang banta. Ngayon pa lang, bumuo na ng emergency kit na kaagad mabibitbit. Gumawa ng evacuation plan at alamin ang pinakamalapit na evacuation center sa inyong lugar. Makiisa sa mga drill at disaster preparedness activities sa inyong barangay. Maging mapagmatiyag sa pagbabago ng panahon at makisama sa pag-aalaga ng kalikasan. Sa sama-sama nating pagkilos, mananatili tayong matatag laban sa kalamidad. Disaster Watch.
Stay up to date on His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s actions and initiatives as he leads the country in nation building. PBBM at Work.
Tara, lumikha! Maligayang buwan ng wikang pambansa. Pahalagahan ang sariling baybayin sa ating DIY vintage paper. Alam mo ba ang ating mga alamat at kwentong bayan? 3D mount makiling naman ang ating gagawin sa recycle. Sining ang magniningning dito sa
Artsy Craftsy!
Artsy Craftsy, Sabado, alas 10:30 ng umaga. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
Makibahagi sa iba't ibang kwento ng mga Pilipino.
Dagdag pa napasanin ni Mang Carlo ang kanyang gamot o maintenance na halos mahigit 20,000 piso.
Lagi ako nagdadasal na sa bawat entabladong sasampahan ko, huwag niya akong pababayaan.
Makinig sa iba't ibang boses at pananaw
na hindi patas ang lipunan.
Leadership starts from the top.
Maging bukas sa iba't ibang perspektiba sa mga isyong pambayan.
Good governance, because good governance is a matter of right.
Tataka ang karamihan, paano nila nakukuha yung mga numbers?
Kanino ba talaga nag-umpisa yung mga problema na yan sa flood control projects?
At matuto sa iba't ibang karanasan.
Yung hirap talaga yung pag tumaas ang dagat. Yun ang hirap sa mga bata.
Ito ang mga premyado at award-winning na programa ng PTV Public Affairs. Kabahagi sa bawat buhay at kwento ng Pilipino.
Because of the extension as well of the Malampaya service contract until 2039, drilling operations once again resumed for the first time in 8 years. What we have uncovered is truly a national treasure. An untapped reserve of 222 billion cubic feet of natural gas, which bodes well for the continuous production of our premier gas field until 2034. To put it in context, 222 billion cubic feet of natural gas is sufficient to power 1.6 million households for the next 8 years until 2034.
Narito na ang inyong mga tagapagbalita. Pagsapit ng tanghalian. Trixie, Jafar Chu, Jules Gia, at Angelique Lazo.
Tuwing tanghali, dito ang sentro ng kaganapan.
Sentro Balita, 1:00 ng hapon, mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
Sa pagbabalik ng aksyon laban sa kahirapan, patuloy nating ilalahad ang mga kwento ng hamon at tagumpay na hinaharap ng ating bansa. Katuwang ang National Anti-Poverty Commission. Ako po si Diane Guerrer. Samahan niyo ako tuwing umaga sa Rise and Shine Pilipinas. One nation, one flag, one people, unity in eradicating poverty. Aksyon laban sa kahirapan. Coming soon, dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
Former House Speaker Martin Romualdez is going on the counter-offensive after Sergeant Orly Gutierrez's walkback claims on his affidavit September last year when he admitted being a bagman/courier of cash-laden suitcases for kickbacks of Zaldico and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez on the flood control scam. Romualdez, by way of his counsel, is set to file a supplemental affidavit containing statements and testimonies of former Zaldico associates, which our Vel Custodio covers in this report.
The camp of former House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez has filed a supplemental counter-affidavit before the Office of the Ombudsman, which includes a sworn statement of 25 former drivers and security aides of former Ako Bicol Party List Representative Zaldico. The document also allegedly includes a recantation of former Marine Orly Gutesa. According to Fajardo, there is no transaction of flood control project that directly links Romualdez to the alleged cash delivery scheme.
Ayon sa kanila, walang naganap na anumang delivery ng pera sa sino mang politiko o opisyal ng gobyerno, kabilang na si Representative Romualdez. Hinikayat lamang sila na sumali sa isang grupo ng mga testigo kapalit ng pera. At may mga affidavit na inihanda para sa kanila. Si Orly Gutesa naman, naglabas rin ng pahayag at idinetalye kung paanong ang mga akusasyon ay ipinilit sa kanya para tanggapin at pirmahan bilang, quote, missing link, end quote, na siya raw mag-uugnay kay Representative Romualdez sa kaso.
According to Romualdez' legal counsel, the affidavits are significant because some of the 25 former drivers and aides of Co were allegedly named in earlier testimonies as driver or companion in the supposed cash deliveries. However, according to the lawyer, these individuals themselves denied the incidents took place.
Some of them were named as drivers, companions, di ba? Pero sa kanila mismo, dinideny nila. So ano na ngayon yung credibility ng isang statement, halimbawa ng remaining Marines, na kasama namin si ganitong driver, X and Y, sa ganitong delivery, when X and Y is actually saying na hindi nangyari yun. So may correlation po yung mga affidavits.
Fajardo also said that some of those who signed the affidavits allegedly claimed they were approached and offered financial rewards to join to the group of witnesses, which he refers to as the so-called 18 bagmans. Fajardo, however, maintained that there were no bribery involved in Gutesa's recantation or in the statements of the 25 former drivers and security aides of Zaldico.
Aside from itong kwentong, sabihin na natin kwentong kotsero, no, na salaysay, ay wala pong nag-uugnay kay Congressman Romualdez sa mga transaksyong ito. No? Walang project, walang flood control project. Ang parang umiikot lang ang kwento sa the fact na he was Speaker of the House when Zaldico was Appropriations Chair. Pagka ganun po ang teorya ng kaso, edi lahat ng nag-participate na congressman, lahat na nag-participate na senador, kasi BICAM ito, di po ba? Pati yung executive department kung saan nagmula itong proyekto nito, ay lahat ay nasa control ni Congressman Romualdez. Parang I think that's not consistent with the human experience.
Fajardo explained that the filing of the counter affidavit is only part of the preliminary investigation and does not mean that criminal charges have already been filed in court or that any respondent has been found guilty. Romualdez camp, meanwhile, said it hopes that the Office of the Ombudsman will conduct a fair investigation. Meanwhile, Malacanang expressed concern over the creation of fabricated stories and the use of false witnesses to attack and discredit individuals. This comes after Gutesa's recantation of his earlier testimony regarding the alleged delivery of million pesos in cash. According to the palace, this could possibly be connected to efforts at destabilization.
Nakakabahala ito dahil sisirain ito ang justice system natin. Sisirain din ito kung ano ang paniniwala ng ating mga kababayan dahil mas maraming papalutangin na maling impormasyon, fake news, false information na makakaapekto sa katotohanan. So yun ang implikasyon ng mga paggawa ng mga kwento gamit ang mga false witnesses at pagpaplanta ng ebidensya. So, hindi po dapat ito manaig. Lalong-lalo na ngayon sa panahon ni Pangulong Marcos Jr.
The palace urged the public not to be enticed by offers of money in exchange of making false accusations against other person. Malacanang also appealed to those who know what actually happened to come forward and coordinate with investigating bodies to help determine who should be held accountable.
Huwag tayong marahuyo, huwag tayong magpa-entice sa mga ino-offer na pera para lang manira ng taong maaaring inosente o maaaring walang kinalaman sa mga gagawin yung akusasyon dahil kumita man kayo, yung taong sinira nyo, hindi lang yung taong na yan ang masisira, kundi ang buong pamilya niyan, ang buong integridad niyan.
Vel Custodio for The Nation.
The psychological scars left on the high school students of Ateneo de Zamboanga as a result of a tragic mass shooting last Monday are still deep and fresh. Hence, the DSWD coming to their emotional rescue by providing counseling and psychosocial support with a team of mental health professionals. Our Carlo Candelaria fills us in with more.
During his visit to Zamboanga City, Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian immediately looked into the needs of students, teachers, and other members of the Ateneo de Zamboanga University community affected by the recent shooting incident. The agency also provided initial cash assistance to the family of the victim who was injured in the incident. According to Gatchalian, those who suffered physical injuries are not the only ones considered affected but the entire school community as well.
When I say naging biktima, hindi lang yung may physical injuries, kundi yung buong komunidad. Yan ang priority ng ating Pangulo, kaya pinatasan niya ako dahil yung buong komunidad sa ganitong mga pagkakataon, kaya namin ituring na yung buong komunidad ay naging biktima dahil ang puso ng isang komunidad yung paaralan.
Among the DSWD's priorities is the emotional well-being of those affected through psychosocial support and trauma-informed care. 8 students aged 11 to 14 received psychological first aid from mental health professionals of the DSWD Field Office 9. The initiative aims to provide a safe space for the students to process their emotions and help them cope with the trauma brought about by the incident.
Yung mga social worker namin, may training sila on trauma-informed care. Sisiguraduhin natin na kung sino ang may pangangailangan, gagawin natin yon. At this point in time kasi, importante sa amin yung emotional well-being ng bawat mamamayan ng Ateneo community.
The DSWD also reported that it is ready to provide additional psychological and social services to students, parents, and other members of the school community. Meanwhile, Gatchalian appealed to the public to refrain from posting or sharing photos, personal information, and unverified stories involving the children connected to the incident.
Yung nagpo-post tayo unauthorized na mga litrato, yung mga kuro-kuro na hindi naman validated at hindi from official sources, nakaka-damage yan. Hindi makatao, kundi may mga nalalabag na tayong karapatang pangtao o karapatan ng mga kabataan.
Carlo Candelaria for The Nation.
39 locations in the mega city have been identified for potential floodwater impoundment and retention structures as the government mulls expanded initiatives to the onslaught of torrential rains. The list includes sites with open spaces, parks, sports facilities, waterways, wetlands, floodplains, and other areas that could have been developed into green corridors and detention ponds. The broader 39 site list covers areas in all the 16 cities and single town of the National Capital Region/Mega Manila. Among the proposed sites include the iconic Rizal Memorial Baseball Stadium along Vita Cruz, the UP Sunken Garden, the Freedom Triangle Park in Manila, the Miriam College Open Field in Katipunan, Quezon City, and the Marikina floodplains. The Council for the Welfare of Children has reminded the media and content creators to observe ethical standards when reporting on cases involving minors. According to the CWC, the Child First principle should always be followed, where the best interests of the child must take priority over the sensationalism of a story. The CWC also emphasized the importance of protecting the child's identity and privacy. Apart from journalists, the CWC said netizens also have a responsibility to think carefully about what they post and share on social media, including graphic content and private information. The council warned that sharing such materials only prolong the staying power of content involving violence. The coordination among the Zamboanga City Police Office, Bureau of Customs, and other government agencies has been further strengthened as the investigation into the shooting incident at a school in Zamboanga City deepens. Our Trisha Aragon of PTV Cotabato lays out more details in this report.
The Zamboanga City Police Office and the Bureau of Customs are strengthening their coordination as the investigation into shooting incident at Ateneo de Zamboanga University continues. Officials from the Zamboanga PNP, the local government unit, and the Bureau of Customs Commissioner Ariel F. Nepomuceno attended the meeting. The meeting focused on strengthening communication, information sharing, and coordination among the PNP, BOC, local government units, and other concerned agencies. Meanwhile, Cabinet Secretary Benher Abalos appealed to the public to stop spreading fake news related to the shooting at Ateneo de Zamboanga University or ADSU on August 18. During his visit to the ADSU Tumaga campus, Abalos emphasized the importance of sharing only verified and official information. According to the secretary, spreading false information does not help the community, especially during incidents like this. For safer school, Education Secretary Sonny Angara shared security measures being implemented by the Department of Education. Secretary Angara emphasized the important role of teachers and parents in protecting students' welfare and maintaining a safe environment in schools. As part of its efforts, the Department of Education is strengthening its mental health programs nationwide, including deployment of school counselor associates and expanding partnerships with communities. The goal is to strengthen the response to crisis, identify students who may need assistance at an early stage.
We have funding for some things like metal detectors, which are relatively inexpensive. Then we've started our CCTVs, and some schools have security guards. May sila Mayor Luigi who are funding some of the metal detectors. Yung sa ibang LGU naman, pinapondohan yun ng local governments like in NCR. So we're adopting a bayanihan approach where we all pitch in.
Secretary Angara is currently in the Negros Island region to personally assess and monitor the implementation of school safety measures. The Secretary is also reviewing DepEd programs aimed at improving learning facilities in schools. The Department of Education's measures are aimed at ensuring the safety and well-being of teachers, students, and school personnel. Trisha Aragon for The Nation.
We'll now give you the latest buzz here at Pop Culture Corner. First up, legendary singer Engelbert Humperdinck is returning to Manila for a one-night concert. Build the Legend continues the Celebration Tour 2026. The concert will be held on September 25 at 8 p.m. at the New Frontier Theater in Araneta City, Cubao, Quezon City. The British singer, who has enjoyed a career spanning more than 6 decades, has sold over 150 million records worldwide. Fans can expect to hear his timeless hits, including Release Me, Cuando, 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 A Man Without Love, The Last Waltz, and Spanish Eyes. Humperdinck said he is excited to return to the Philippines and perform for his Filipino fans, with tickets available through Ticketnet. Sadie Sink opened up about her journey to land the role of Jean Grey, admitting she was initially unfamiliar with the iconic X-Men character. She said Marvel Studios executive Kevin Feige and Louis D'Esposito later explained Jean Grey's role in Spider-Man: Brand New Day, prompting her to research the character and accept the role. Sink also revealed that her family and Stranger Things creators Matt and Ross Duffer were among the first people she told, with the Duffer brothers expressing their support for her casting. She said she approached Jean Grey as a flawed character who does not see herself as a villain, while her backstory and past experiences help explain her actions in the film. Sink will first portray Jean Grey in Spider-Man: Brand New Day before reprising the role in the upcoming X-Men reboot. 14-year-old Filipina powerlifter Lyra Silvano made a statement in her World Championship debut after claiming the official title at the 2026 World Junior and Sub-Junior Powerlifting Championships in Sun City, South Africa. Silvano swept 4 gold medals, including the overall title, in her first ever World Championship appearance. The Filipina topped the Sub-Junior 43-kilogram class after lifting 105 kilograms in the squat, 60 kilograms in the bench press, and 117.5 kilograms in the deadlift. Her combined total of 282.5 kilograms was enough to secure the top spot ahead of American lifter Crystal Anea. And a 13-year-old Filipina speed skater has made history after Kirsten Fernandez claimed the Philippines' first ever gold medal at the 2026 Asian Open Short Track Speed Skating Trophy in India. Fernandez delivered a history-making performance in the Junior C-Girls category of the 2026 Asian Open Short Track Speed Skating Trophy. In the 1,000-meter final, the 13-year-old clocked 1 minute and 44.307 seconds to top her category and secure the gold medal. Her victory marked the Philippines' first ever gold in the competition. At just 13 years old, Fernandez has already etched her name in Philippine speed skating history and given the country another reason to take pride on the international stage. The The center of the low-pressure area, formerly Tropical Depression Neneng, was located 480 kilometers north of Itbayat, Batanes, marking it now outside the Philippine area of responsibility. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Sodel was located 2,745 kilometers east of eastern Visayas, with maximum sustained winds of 75 kilometers per hour and a gustiness of up to 90 kilometers per hour. Sodel is moving north-northwestward at 15 kilometers per hour. The tropical storm, currently over the Pacific Ocean and approaching the Philippine area of responsibility, is also not expected to make landfall in the country. It will be named Typhoon Obet if it enters the PAR on Sunday or Monday near the northeastern boundary of the Philippine area of responsibility. With this, the Ilocos region, Batanes, Cagayan, and Apayao may experience cloudy skies, wind scattered rains and thunderstorms, with possible flash floods and landslides due to moderate to at times heavy rains. In the meantime, Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon may have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. The public is reminded to remain alert and exercise caution against possible flash floods and landslides, especially during heavy rains and thunderstorms. And before we end our newscast, please do take the time to like, subscribe, or share PTV's social media pages flashing on your screen right about now. It would go a long way, and we would truly appreciate it. And so goes PTV News Tonight's roundup of tomorrow's headline stories. I'm Sharms Espina. Join us again tomorrow on PTV News Tonight.